So how did Trump become president if Hillary got more votes?
Because he's a legend.
Because of the electoral college.
What is the electoral college?
Yeah, what is that?
Funny you should ask. We're learning about it in government right now.
Well,
Uh,
shoot.
Good job, Jordan, paying attention.
I was actually studying for my test on the electoral college right now. Basically, the electoral college is a way to elect the president without public tyranny. These are in the words of our founding fathers, of course.
Those are some big words. Can you shorten it, please?
Okay, basically the electoral college, it was a way for the president to be elected while still giving the people some say in how he's elected. It's very confusing.
What does it have to do with like the population of each state and stuff?
Well, each
think-
state to start, there are 50 states, you know, and Washington, D.C. This is very confusing.
Wait,
You can't
I think
just
I got
start.
this one.
Okay.
Okay, so I think that each state has like 3 representatives. Isn't that right?
Each state starts with 3 representatives and
And
Washington,
in total,
D.C.
there's 538 representatives in all, and those people like help decide. Their votes count more technically than the people's vote.
Because of the bigger population, or
They vote for the president. Basically, each elector is a vote for the president. When you go to vote on Tuesday for the president, your vote goes in, and basically the majority of the state, say it could be 49-51, but all of that state's electoral votes will go to the president. So
You getting this, Jordan?
Yep, makes sense.
that's a doozy.
I should probably explain it a little bit better. Okay, so, like we said, 538 electors, 50 states plus DC. Each state starts with 3 electors. So states with a smaller population like Vermont or
And
Montana, they only have 3 electoral votes.
and then the bigger population states, such
Like-
as like Texas or
California, New York.
they
they
all
have-
get more electors because
Yes.
they're bigger.
Isn't there something though based off swing states that makes a big change?
Yes,
Like
like
Illinois?
Michigan is a swing state. It could very easily be a swing state because
Most of the
So we have
Downstate,
14 representatives.
we have 14
Yeah.
electoral.
the city of Detroit and all them bigger cities in Michigan. I don't know. That's
They
like the biggest
vote
cities,
more
is
Democratic,
and all
whereas
the rural
up
population
here-
is more Republican.
So we are a swing state, which means we can go either way. So all of our 14 electoral votes can go either way, and so presidential candidates will go and to those states specifically to try and rally the majority.
See, I don't really consider this fair.
It isn't.
The electoral college. I don't like
The
it.
idea of electoral college was having each of the states getting some representatives who know the facts, know all the information right then and there. But now in today's modern age of technology, that doesn't really make sense. And again, many rural areas have more sway than cities do where the bigger population is. That's how people like Hillary Clinton and Al Gore can lose elections despite winning the popular vote.
That's stupid.
It is.
Kind of lit though.
States have a law where if the majority votes Republican, every single elector has to vote Republican. But some electors will vote against the majority. In, I think, 48 out of the 50 states, all electoral votes go to the
51.
majority winner.
Just kidding.
Out of the 51, you're right. Go Bryce.
Bang.
But, yeah, so 48 out of the 50 states, all of the electoral votes go to the majority winner. In some states, they don't have something like that, so the electors can vote against the majority. It usually doesn't have any sway over an election.
Nice, Jordan.
I learned that each state gets 3 representatives no matter what, and then it increases by how many, like it depends on the population of the state.
Yep.
And it pretty much determines who wins the presidency.
Our votes don't count, which is really stupid.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, our votes don't really count because it could be a 51-49 majority,
Mm-hmm.
And all of those votes are gonna go to the 51, despite the fact that nearly half of voters didn't want that candidate.
Like,
So
I
I
understand how it's helpful to have the
Mhm.
representatives do it, you know?
Yeah.
But at the same time, because the presidents can go to like the big states
Yeah.
and like get them to vote for them.
To the swing states like Ohio.
Yeah,
That
but
was
like
a big deal.
if it was based off like the people's vote,
Mm-hmm.
they would just go to the big states only, basically,
Yeah.
and try and get their votes to count, and they would forget about us, which makes sense why the electoral college is in
Mhm.
place.
But
At the same
however,
time,
all of the votes should not go to one candidate. 48 out of the 50 states, that's a majority. I believe that the electoral votes should be divided into districts of equal population size. So we divide the entire country into 538 districts of equal population size, and you vote within your district, and whatever the majority is in that district, that one electoral vote goes towards the president. I believe that'll make elections a lot fairer and give the people a voice, while also understanding that rural areas and heavily populated areas have different opinions. Where
sense.
more urban areas tend to vote more Democratic and rural areas tend